Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing the battle of the year. So highly anticipated, we're going to be putting Aventus Cologne, and Absolu Aventus side by side. With the very hyped up release of Absolu Aventus last year, many people are very curious as to how it stands up to the original and to other flankers. So today I'm going to be sitting down and comparing three of what I would say are the most popular flankers. Of course, the original Aventus, Aventus Cologne, and now Absolu Aventus. We're gonna see how they stand up next to each other, how are they similar, and how are they different. And so, of course, we have to start with Aventus, the fragrance that changed the trajectory of the fragrance market. Arguably one of the most impactful releases in perfume history. Doesn't really need too much introduction. It has that groundbreaking pineapple blackcurrant combo with that smoky birchy contrast, along with that very fun, playful Ambroxan feel. So many facets, perfectly sweetened, has this very fun, playful, outgoing side, while at the same time being something very classy and something that people will take very seriously. It's very masculine, very easy to wear. It carries the legacy of a masterpiece. The epitome of good spirits. There's just something about Aventus that makes you happy, puts a smile on your face, just puts you in a good mood. It's impossible to be sad while wearing Aventus. Regardless of how many clones are out there on the market, no one can truly replicate this. No one can match that creed quality, that blending. They try very hard, but none of them come close to beating the original. It's musky, it's peppery, it's a little smoky in a very fresh way with this very juicy green apple, this fruity side. It is as close to perfection as we can get. And so I want to go ahead and compare it with Aventus Cologne. I do only have a sample of this. I do want to get a bottle one day because I do enjoy this scent. And this takes the Aventus DNA in a new direction. Definitely a fresher take on Aventus. It takes out a lot of that fruitiness that some people think is a little too loud, a little too strong in the opening. There's still some fruitiness here, but it's not as punchy. It's not as zingy, zesty. It's a little bit more toned down. It adds mandarin orange and ginger. Instead of that strong, dominant pink pepper in Aventus, you do get more of this ginger feel. Less sweet than the original as well. It kind of feels like the more grown up, more mature, bigger brother to Aventus. This has a very great professional office type of feel. A lot of CEO, man in charge vibes with Aventus Cologne. Aventus has always had this kind of slight, carefree attitude about it, but Aventus Cologne smells like a businessman. Very professional, very put together, more citrusy, a little bit less dense than the original Aventus, I would say. It's a very luxurious freshie that, once again, it smells very expensive. The materials and the oils that are used in this, you can really tell its quality. And in a way, interestingly enough, because one of my favorite feminine fragrances that I like to wear from Creed is Aventus for Her, I actually find more similarities to Aventus Cologne than to actual Aventus and Aventus for Her. It's just something about that very musky feel. Aventus for Her is super, super musky. I think that this fragrance is unisex, leaning a little masculine because of those earthy touches, and that pepper, of course. Another absolute showstopper, and it's just something perfect for a professional man. It's just the perfect release for people that they liked the idea of Aventus, but they thought that it was a little too life of the party, a little too punchy, a little too sweet, fruity. This is like the Aventus for guys that don't like overly fruity scents, because the mandarin orange in this, obviously that's a fruit, but it doesn't have the same impact that something like pineapple mixed with that apple blackcurrant combination, like that juicy, zesty, kind of almost pulpy kind of fruitiness that you find in Aventus that turns off some people is not in this, but it still has that really beautiful kind of crisp, musky, very masculine feel. It's the perfect flanker for people that thought that Aventus was a little too overbearing, and I really like it as well. Like I said, I just have a sample, but one day I will have a full bottle because I think it's very sexy in a very professional way. I mean, who doesn't like to smell like a successful CEO, right? Mr. Grey vibes. Which leads us to talk about the 2023 release that was so highly anticipated by the world, Absolu Aventus. The bottle is amazing. Oh, I also wanted to point out the evolution of the bottles. You can see in this bottle of Aventus, the cap is plastic. That was always a huge complaint with Creed, and it kind of like, I don't know if you can hear it, it kind of shakes around. It's not very snug on there. It's not coming off, but it's not like a perfect fit either. Versus with the new bottle designs from Creed, it is a metal cap. There is a lot of weight to this and it fits perfectly. A little more snug, a little more flush. So I just wanted to point that out. We always love when the bottles are modernized with some new design elements. But this scent, the perfume that rocked the world, so much hype was built up around this, and in my opinion, it was 100% worth it. Ooh, this one. There is just something about this scent that is just ultra sexy, so dark and mysterious. You get this Aventus DNA from the get-go, but with grapefruit in the opening. You have some creamy spices in the opening as well, like ginger and cinnamon, and a dominant blackcurrant in this. And it has this sort of like pepperiness. It's not really so much pepper, it's just that ginger and that cinnamon, but it does have a little bit of pink pepper as well. It's just like this ultimate trio of spice. It's zesty, super zesty, and just balanced with this creamy cardamom. What a beautiful addition to the Aventus DNA. A beautiful strong cardamom note. There's just something about cardamom. It's so alluring and sensual. Just brings like this new level of sensuality to a fragrance. And I don't know if my bottle is just macerating, but it gets darker as time goes on. I'm noticing that every time I come back to this, it smells a little bit darker, a little more masculine, a little bit more, there's a little bit more depth and power in this. It's so amazing. It really actually puts Aventus to shame. Truly, it literally has everything that you wish that Aventus had in today's formulations. It's a darker, sexier, even flirtier Aventus. Dominating, super masculine, gets a lot of attention, literally steals attention, demands it. I literally drool over this. The only problem with this is the price. The retail price of this is insane. I literally gasped when I heard how much this was going to cost. $545. I don't know what Creed was thinking with doing that, but finally it has made its way on discounters. So I think that when you get it at a discounted price, it is actually worth the money. It's so much so that I've gotten 2 bottles of it. Yes, I bought this and I bought a backup bottle too, because I really do think that it's that good. It's so revolutionary. It's so modern. Not that Aventus is an outdated scent profile at all. It's really not. It's really amazing how the times have almost changed with Aventus to make it still one of the most relevant and sought after DNAs out there today. But this just takes it to a new level. And the best part about this as well is that no one on earth can complain about the performance. I get easily 10 to 12 hours with an amazing sillage scent trail out the wazoo. It is so strong and just the best scent trail in the air. This stuff is just magic. So if you're interested in trying this and you want to know what kind of price you can get it for on the discounters, I have it linked in the description for a discounted price on Max Aroma. Max Aroma has the best price that I've been able to find it at, and you can use my discount code Erica10 on top of it to get another 10% off. So it comes out to being around $360, $370, just depending on if the bottle's on sale or not. So at that price range, it's still very high, but I truly think that it's worth it. I mean, obviously I do. I bought 2 bottles of it, and people might think that it's redundant to own both, but when you put them side by side, there really is no competition. Absolu Aventus is going to be the winner for me. It's just in a totally different dimension. Seduction bottled, absolutely. A man that wears this has the power to rule the world. And if it's not obvious, this is my favorite Aventus flanker. I love the original. I respect the hell out of it, and I still think it's very sexy and very fun. But there is just something so tantalizing, dazzling even about Absolu Aventus. You just really need to experience it for yourself. And the great part is that you don't need to blind buy this, especially if you're in America. You can try this anywhere that they carry Creed, right? Neiman Marcus, places like that. You can go and test it out, and then I would recommend picking it up over on a discounter like Max Aroma. So guys, that was my video for today. If you guys are interested in picking up any of these fragrances, I will have them linked in the description at a discounted price. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a comment below. What is your favorite Aventus flanker? I would love to know. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.